Aggressive crude oil capturing the move up in crude oil. October is the front month, plus 485 on that trade. Hurricane in the Gulf Coast, supposedly driving prices higher, but still at the 43.37 area. So crude oil hasn't gotten too carried away, but it has broken above that 42.50 area that we talked about last week and breaking out to multi-day highs here. Still has to overcome these highs. Back on in early August, it's not August highs yet. August 5th, the highs were higher than they are now. So we will see. We will continue to keep an eye on crude oil. But good trade in aggressive crude oil. The overnight trades last night were the highlights. Want to highlight those first. 60-minute breakout ES. Got long at the close. Exited right at the highs. The market was up at the high on the day. It was 34.48.75, so ahead of that 34.50 area. And it just continues to melt up. Whenever it looks like it's about to roll over, it pauses and continues to move higher. And we are about 30 minutes from the close now. And this Federal Reserve stimulated market continues to go higher. Let's look at the other trade that was profitable last night. That was 60-minute breakout short. And we were short, reversed along, had that profit target, got short again. Now the market's moving higher. It could reverse to the long side again if it goes a little bit higher. Reverse to the long side again. Not necessarily a bad trade. So it'd be great to skip these shorts that didn't work out, because the reversal trade is getting all the profits in this mostly one-way market. We did have the short trade last week. So let's go over the rest of the trades, starting with All Strategy Access 1. Not a lot of trades. Gap continuation did drop the ball today. A couple of losses. Gap continuation 2020. Really volatile price action here. Some extra slippage, and then got in on the trade again. And it's a lot. It's pretty choppy for such a narrow range. You see this afternoon range where the market firms up and it gets narrower and narrower as it moves higher and higher. So this was pretty choppy for the type of price action that came into the afternoon. So interesting market. Minus 650 on gap continuation 2020. Tick count trend 2, even the S&P. Market internals are down, and so we took a short trade, and then this is familiar. This happened a couple of days ago, where it just melts up at the end of the day in spite of its market internals, which are overall bearish on the day, but firming up in the afternoon. So tick count trend down on the day, minus 225, with an open position going into the close. We will see. It could sell off a little bit. Nasdaq was giving back profits it was having a little bit of a pullback last night, but has rallied once again. Tick count trend to 5-minute, minus 47.50 on this trade, and gap continuation and 60-minute breakout we've already gone over, plus 1,062.50 on the day. And you say, how do you have more than the profit target on the day? Because yesterday got in here at 34.28.50, and based on the close, it was down 62.50 on the day. And so when it hit its profit target, it's up 1,062.50. So adaptive moving average up 450 on the day, just a slow melt up on that strategy. So the overnight trades were the main winners. All Strategy Access 2. This was a nice trade on SR Counter Trend 2, plus 775, buying this pullback. 3 out of the last 4 trades are winners in SR Counter Trend 2, E-mini NASDAQ. Only trade in All Strategy Access 2. So very slow-paced day, market ranges. You see them in the NASDAQ as well. We talked about this in the ES, or we talked about the NASDAQ, but in the ES as well, the ranges get narrower as the market goes up, and it's just kind of like a machine. This looks like a machine-based pattern, and who is behind this? I'll let you guess, but just this machine-based. It's not gonna go up too much. It's not gonna go down too much. It's gonna stay in this narrow band where it's machine-driven and moves higher slowly. Very hard to short. You saw this attempt to sell it right here, and right here you can see it better on a 1-minute chart. Kind of a fast price action right here, but it scooped right back up. So being heavily supported, a heavily supported market, one-way market. All strategy access 3, Cobra Euro 4 minus 325, and all strategy access 4. Cobra Crude, once again, we talked about that earlier. Trade of the day, Cobra Gold minus 625, all strategy access 5, no trades. All strategy access 6. We already looked at this workspace as well. After hours, no trade. Gap fill and reverse crude, no trades. And then the 60-minute breakout short, nice trade overnight. It's currently short, and we will see how this trade turns out. If it continues to move higher and reverses to the long side, or if this market rolls over. At some point it will, but it's just straight up right now. Dynamic tick pullback, no trades. Tick fader, nice short today, lost yesterday. It's profitable today, and gap continuation 2019, taking the same trades as gap continuation 2020. Stopped out twice today, minus 650 on that. So those are the trades on the day, about 25 minutes into the close, and just waiting to see if the market, if the tone, when this tone of this market will change. Overall, the strategies are around break even the last couple of days, so up and depending on your portfolio, up and down, and so kind of a break even week with these narrow ranges and fewer trades.